Please stand for your pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Kind Father, we are thanking you for this beautiful day we've had, and we pray that we will get some rain sometime. Lord, we ask that you'll guide and direct our firefighters, our policemen, our councilmen, and our employees, keep them safe. Give us wisdom and knowledge on how to handle the affairs of our city. We ask these things in Jesus' name, amen. Take the call of order.
Diana Williamson.
Yes.
Donna Irvin.
Yes.
Jeff Wilbur. Nick Campbell. Karen Hawkins.
Here. Third quarter present. Item D is the approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
I make a motion we approve the minutes from last meeting.
I wasn't here. Second.
Second.
It's been moved and said we approve the minutes. Call the roll.
Diana.
I wasn't here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Donna. Yes. Nick.
Yes.
Karen.
Yes, motion carries. Under business, the approval of the claims list. What is the Oklahoma one call system?
That's Okie. You can call Okie
It's
for,
all
before when they call, they locate everybody in the city of Cherokee and notify us. The Cherokee's never been a member of it.
I just set up a little map online, had to draw it out, like what area we covered and everything.
So now they call us. And generally they would, because we have the building permits, we know it, but when they start doing the oil field work out south of town and to the east, they cut our sewer line twice because they didn't know it was there. And we didn't know the oil companies out in the middle of the country working. So that'll prevent that, I hope.
So is that work hydrochem, is that the work on the tower out here?
that's all water plant.
No, that'd be all the plant so far, and there'll be a couple of big bills now.
Is this
Now,
tower
that's a
there?
transducer on the plant up here, on the tower, the north tower. It regulates it, yeah.
Okay. I make a motion. I make a motion we approve the claims list.
Second.
It's been moved and said we approve the claims. Call the roll.
Diana.
Yes.
Donna. Yes. Nick.
Yes.
Karen.
Yes, motion carries. Item B, approval of payment to Branco Enterprises for work completed at swimming pool. I thought we already did.
This is another one. And this one is 32,400. And the balance will be 19,000 once it's all approved.
32,000. I thought we had paid them all at 10%.
That was the
The water.
Water tower.
the tank, yeah.
This is just on the swimming pool.
Yes.
Is this for, what did they do?
That's for that new well house and the pumps and the filter and all that.
And it's
They
how
got it
much?
early?
32.4.
And then what, and then
And
additional
19,000 will be what we retain to make sure everything's up and running.
And you have it inspected in there or anything?
Right.
Are they done there?
No, they were here Wednesday afternoon to do the training. Well, we went up there, the pool had lost water. And down inside, the big 2 square grates that are down in the deep end, inside of those are pop-up valves. So when your groundwater gets too high, it doesn't start separating that liner, those pop-up valves will pop up and drain that down. Well, when they cleaned that out, evidently trash got up in those pop-up valves and kept them open. So water started seeping out through from the pool through the pop-up valves. So they're draining it right now, that's why it's being drained, to go down and get those pop-up valves. They said just to take them out and plug them. Because as long as we keep that pool full, then you don't have to have them. So they'll be back here next Wednesday at 10 to do the training, and then it'll be completely done. electrician was there Wednesday, and he's got it. And AEC set a new pole and redid the services for us.
And they'll schedule to open it.
Oh, yeah.
And what about, go ahead. What about where the bleachers, or where the seating was?
That'll
Is
be
that
concreted
gonna-
Monday.
Monday?
We're gonna do it before, and then they started, Branco came back up and was working, and, we were making sure we weren't gonna have to dig piers for that slide. So, now they said, gave us a go-ahead, so we can go ahead and concrete it.
Are you what are we putting in there, benches?
Yeah, we've got, they're the round picnic type
Oh,
benches with
okay.
umbrellas, and then the lifeguards have to take the umbrellas in at night, because they're pretty
Well,
expensive.
that was where the slide was gonna go.
Well, the slide will be in half of that area. The other half will be benches, and there'll be a bench right by the, over towards the kiddie pool, where I picked it. And one of them we'll have for handicap accessible, so we'll wheelchair up to it.
I make the motion, we approve the payment to Branco.
Second.
Been moved, second, to approve the payment. Call the roll.
Hannah,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
Karen.
Yes, motion carries. Item C is approval of dates for budget hearings.
Almost did. We need to set some dates. We planned on doing it the 12th and 13th, and that entire week now is gone. For us to have our part done, so probably the week of the 27th, May 27th, we need to have our first one. And we'll get a rough estimate of needs on it, get it published in the paper, then have another hearing. So then we can approve it, then get it published in the paper and get it to the state treasurer. Are you be gone that week?
I gotta move my kid home, so.
Hmm.
Well, it's just the budget hearing, isn't it?
Yeah, and what we're planning on doing is presenting you with a budget. And with what, then we'll have whatever you want to add to it. But we'll have all the things like the payroll, the electric, the telephone, the gas, everything that, you know, we can't change that, we gotta have. And then we'll see what we've got left to move around. How about the week of June 2nd? It'd have to be like Monday or Tuesday.
Sorry, May.
Really need to be Monday, because that way we can go ahead and get it in the paper on Tuesday.
Oh, if it's illegal, deadline is Monday at noon.
Monday what?
At noon
At noon.
for legals.
That's not legal.
What if we did it in the morning?
I don't have a problem with it, they don't, it'd have to be like 7. I mean, that did not interfere with their work.
Did we first start with hearing where the input comes in from the?
Yeah, this first meeting, we'll have our rough draft done, so we know. And then that'll be for citizen input, council input. That way we can get it published in the paper. Have another meeting, once people have an opportunity to see that, and come and comment on it. In the next meeting, we would approve it, get it published in the paper, and get it to the state treasurer.
July 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So what have we set so far?
What's your week of the second like?
Good, as far as I know.
Try to do Monday. We do Monday evening. We'll just have to get it in the paper the next week. Like on the 12th.
How about
I know.
We need to look at calendars, hold on. I'm goofy.
this May?
Here's May.
Okay, I'm going from here to here. Let's see, so we do it
29th.
May 29th.
29th would be good. That we get it in the paper the first week of June.
Thursday, this is our regular meeting.
Let's do it the 29th at 6:45. What's the regular meeting?
May 29th?
Yes.
Is
You
what
here?
time?
Yeah, 6:45, or if you want it early, we can.
What day is that?
Right.
Let's move this, oh, we already moved this one to this.
Yeah, we just have it here, and that
Okay.
way we've got it, that'd be the only thing that we'd have that night. So it's on May 29th. have it published on the 5th.
And the council meeting's on the 20th, right?
Yes,
20th, yes. We'd have our second one on Yes, then we'd have our second one on the 12th of the regular meeting and have it at 6 o'clock.
That do what?
And the second one we could have on the 12th at a regular meeting at 6 o'clock. And if it's ready to be approved that night, we go ahead and approve it at that meeting. And that way get it published again and get us in without having a special meeting.
Okay. So we're starting on May 29th.
Yes, first one May 29th at 6:45, second would be June 12th at 6 o'clock. If that works.
Do I hear a motion to accept those dates?
I make the motion, we accept those dates.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we approve May 29th at 6:45 for the first budget hearing, and June the 12th at 6 o'clock for the second. All the way.
Diana?
Yes.
Donna? Yes. Nick?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes. Motion carries. Going to the manager's report.
They're working on Fifth Street still. We had to wait 6 days. In order to dig around that high-pressure gas line, you have to have a representative from ONG there. Their guy was sick, so we waited 6 days on them. But they're all the way to Euclid now. I should be able to finish the next block in 3 days, so.
So are they coming across the?
No, we're going straight down Fifth Street. And then when the fairgrounds comes in, they're gonna have to bore underneath Ohio, or on Fifth Street, and tap into our main. They're gonna end up having 3 different services out there now, which, you know, they're just gonna pay 3 different minimums for the sprinkler system, the old buildings, and the new buildings. So we're gonna have 3 different services, so 3 different meters. So hopefully next week you'll have that finished. DEQ was here. They went around to every one of our facilities, all the well houses. They want us to put 2 little sampling valves on the 2 well houses that we've taken off while we're working on them. So they'll have that done. They want us to have the south tower done in 2 weeks, but with this burn ban and the way the wind has been and the heat, I'd hate to drain one tower and have it down 3 days and then the plant go down, then we're in trouble. So I told them we'd get it as soon as we could. Hopefully by the 1st of June we'll have that done. The only thing, the trash off, I think we went through 6 or 8 roll-offs, so it was pretty successful. The guys hauled off a long time. We got a lot more. That's all I've got on CDA.
Any questions of the manager?
I don't know if this one goes towards the CDA, but the water sewer thing or whatever it is in the middle of 2nd Street where they put that,
It'll be done before Memorial Day.
it will? Okay.
Do I hear any new business? Do I hear a motion for adjournment?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to the regular meeting of the City of Cherokee. Call the roll, please, Stacy.
Diana?
Yes.
Donna? Yes. Nick?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes. For Mr. President, item B, approval of minutes for the last meeting.
Make the motion, we approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Nick?
Approved.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes from last meeting. Call the roll.
Donna? Yes. Nick?
Yeah.
Karen?
Yes. I abstain, so with that covered. Business approval of claims list.
we're all done with cleat, right?
With cleat, yes.
Yeah. I had a question on, Herbie. On on Herbie, did he work on the old street
Street
sweeper
sweeper
and
that's out
why?
here, because we're trying to get it to Oklahoma City to see what they'll give us for a trade-in on it.
Mhm.
It's been sitting there,
40 years.
oh yeah, but the brushes are down, you can't drive it with those brushes down like that, especially on a highway. So they're welded up now, we're gonna go to, take it to Oklahoma City and try to get, let's just get what we can get out of it, we'll have to put a surplus, but it's never gonna work. Everyone we had who worked on it said it would cost you $100,000 more than what it'd be worth.
So you're gonna have to drive it down the highway?
Yep.
All the
Truck-
way to wherever?
to Oklahoma City. The truck part of it's really good, but the sweeper part has never worked since they bought it.
So you can't put it on the back of a trailer?
We'd have to rent a trailer.
The county had a trailer big enough that they let us use it and buy it.
Oh, I guess you'd have to have a semi too,
Yeah.
so.
We'd have to have them haul it.
So wouldn't it be cheaper than
Yeah.
driving your street sweeper clear to
It's probably
Oklahoma
worth
City?
$30,000, that truck. You know, and it's just sitting there it's been sitting there at least 7 years.
I don't think that long.
Yeah, 'cause I've been here
Yeah.
5 and it hadn't run since then.
I've been here 5 and it hasn't run. Okay, just asking. And the storm shelter's ready to go? Yeah.
Yeah, something we left, I don't know how we missed it, but the old generator we had back here that ran this building in emergencies, we're gonna put over there to run that. We already had a generator there, but it's a little portable. Well, when they were fixing electric here, they broke the water line there, so they moved the generator. So the fire department couldn't find it, we couldn't find it. And then finally, when they told me it was in there, he said, I just stubbed my foot on that stupid generator, and it was in between a bunch of boxes and stuff, so it's here, so Ryan will get it over there. But as far as setup, it is with water, with electricity, and we got the small
And
generator now.
cleaned out
Yeah,
and
yeah. As clean as you can
No spiders.
get it. Well, there's gonna be spiders.
there's gonna be spiders?
Well, you won't be able to see them. But there's no way to keep spiders out of there. Probably spiders and pigeons both.
Pigeons? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going down there.
We're good. You hear a motion for approval?
Approval of the claims list.
Second.
And move second to approve the claims, call roll.
Diana,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Nick, Karen.
Yes, claims are approved. Item B, approval of bid for a new library door.
CHI, Eaton's Quality Door, is $2,080.50. Cunningham out of Alva. The 2,400 even, it says plus tax, we don't pay tax. Earl Harvey, they're under Waller Gas, is,
3,100, I guess, 14.
yeah, I don't know what it is, would be $3,100.
Which door is this?
The front door and the
Yeah.
side,
She's gotta get hers up to code, like we
just
did.
on the south door and the front.
Can we just put that place together and then put the right kind of door in?
Well, they changed the laws, I guess.
So which one does the city?
No, this is the same. Yeah, on the south door. Well, because one has their actual bid would be 1,700. Yeah.
What was the law they changed?
The lowest one is 1,700. Cunningham said they were going to do some, retuck any stucco or mortar that might be damaged. Anyone would have to do that, so.
What does their board want? What does their board want?
I have no other idea if they would come to a meeting or come to us. But
Do they have to prove that?
no,
Well, they should. They should have some kind of say.
they're just an advisory board, which they would pick. But typically, you would pick the lowest and best. It doesn't have to be the lowest, but the one that's going to do the best job.
Who does these up here?
The same Waller Glass Company did.
What's their bid?
Theirs was the cheapest at $1,700.
And did they do a good job at the north end? Did they fix the stuff they tore up?
Well, they didn't turn anything up on ours, but they would have to. I mean, before they got paid, they'd have to.
So does that say they would fix anything?
No, none of them did.
Oh, I think you said.
Oh, just
Cunningham's.
Cunningham's,
And what was Cunningham's? 2,000?
2,400.
John Waller's pretty good.
Yeah, Waller Glass, they take care of things for a long time.
Well, if he's the one that did it here and he did a good job, go with that. I make a motion, we go with the Waller.
Second.
Then move to second that we approve the bid for Waller Glass for the new library for all the road.
Diana?
Yes.
Donna? Yes. Nick?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes, motion carries. Item C, approval of dates for budget hearings.
I
Same
think it's the
thing.
same one. 29th of May and the 12th of June, do the same one.
Make a motion, we accept the dates of the 29th and, what was the second?
June 12th.
June 12th.
Second that motion.
Then move to second that we approve the same budget hearing dates as the CDA called.
Diana?
Yes.
Donna? Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes, motion carries. Item D, Gary Baxter, discussion of lowering age of driver on golf cart ordinance.
So we need to just vote on whether you're gonna lower it or keep it the same. Again, spend $1,000 to have the ordinance drawn up in 4 meetings and about 10 hours of discussion on it, so.
Well, I don't think it cost $1,000.
Well, I bet it did, because we redid it about 5 times.
The library ordinance, I bet.
No, this was 2 years ago.
Oh,
Not just
oh.
our here part.
Oh, okay. Now, the library ordinance might have cost that much. I have to tell you.
Throw you under the bus, it's all right.
Don't stroke out there.
No, I'm normally faster than
This was the one where we did,
Oh, no.
started it, didn't change it, because we had the 2,
I remember.
well, Dean Gerber and Randy Kaywood that were handicapped, they couldn't get around in the vehicle, so we let them have a golf cart, and this is what it was.
I think we should leave it alone. And does this include those, like gators or whatever you call those?
This
Those
one.
have to be, most of those can be tagged to
And they can be driven on the street,
Right.
right? And especially if they come in here and they get their permit and they get all their,
And those are okay through the city,
Right.
correct?
the, right, we check anyone that has a flag and stuff, we check them. I mean, we check their insurance, check to make sure their lights work, and have all the silly stuff to make them happy. Mrs. McDonald's one of them that, they come up here every year and renew it.
She came and stood in the audit last
She ain't got
year.
her flag on hers.
Is it off? It was on there one time.
Yeah, yesterday. it was
I
on.
think she got one of those,
The
Triangles.
hazard.
Yeah, but it's real small.
She still thinks that
Is there a
flag.
size you got the handle on it?
No, we can look at the
Okay,
ordinance and
I'm
see.
checking on Gary's right now.
I think I don't see, I can't see why we can't lower it to 17.
I think the ordinance, like Dawn said, and I think we ought to go with what Dawn's suggestion is, with the money that we've spent on the ordinance, getting it written the way it is. I think we ought to just leave it be.
I don't.
I do. I make a motion, we leave it at the age limit that we have it, like it is.
Second.
It's been moved to second that, we leave the ordinance on the golf carts, RVs, et cetera, as written in our ordinance. Call the roll.
Diana,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Nick,
No,
Karen.
Yes. Motion carries. Item E, Gary Mass, discussion of welding shop located at 915 South Grand.
He didn't come today. I think somehow or another word got around that he was the one that was complaining about the welding shop and he never had. I mean, Gary's Gary. He doesn't complain about a thing. But Bryce did draft a letter instructing him to find a spot to have that and to cease and desist it. Andrew had been over there and got them to move their welding trucks out of the alley. So they'll need to find a new spot. You know, it's just one of those things. It'd be like going over on Hadwiger Drive and open up a manure plant, you know?
Well,
now we got another one on.
if we're gonna do
7th
that,
Street.
dude, we need to get the one over on Kansas, cause he has both sides of his street
Blocked.
blocked.
You couldn't go down it yesterday.
That was
Where's
addressed.
the-
That's David Young.
David Young.
David Young.
Did you
That
guys
whole
go?
yard needs to be cleaned
They
up.
were over.
He's welding, right? He
Yes,
Yes,
welds.
he welds all through the night.
They weld, they cut, they start fire. The fire that was last Saturday at the Reams property, didn't start on accident. But that whole mess back there could have gone up.
And then the guy on 7th Street right there, across the street, one of the old Butler house. He welds right there, grinds, for up till 10, 11
Rose.
o'clock, and he's got 2 great big trailers sitting there, right next to his fence. It's get to be.
Something.
And we had to move his trailer once.
What about the ones sitting in the grass next to the fence? What about that big white one and blue one, or black one, or whatever it is? Is there anything we do about them?
Flatbed trailers.
No, they're closed in trailers.
As long as they're parked on their property, it's not. I mean,
Okay.
but you can, if they're running a business out of it, yes, we can.
I don't think.
Well, isn't there a burn ban? You're not even supposed to.
You're not
weld
supposed
it?
to, the burn ban, if the wind's being over 20 mile an hour, you cannot, no, regardless. Even if the wind's not blowing, you have to have an approved surface underneath you. Plus, you have to have someone standing, a separate person standing by with an approved fire extinguisher or a hose. Right there. And none of these people
So
are.
him welding underneath the carport on the cement, that's okay with him?
Not unless he has a separate person with him with a hose and fire extinguisher.
It's just him.
And that's county, that's not city, that's a county and state law.
That's just him.
And that's like a $500 fine.
Well, we need to go back to what's on the agenda. It's Gary Mass.
So that's being taken care of. The letter was sent today, I believe, and not
So
be sent tomorrow.
We'll pass on that, going to F. Micah Haynes, ask for waiver for carport permit stipulation.
And Mike is here to speak on that, but you can explain that more.
Do I
You
need to
don't.
stand? I've never.
You don't have to stand there until.
Not that formal here. We just moved in, well, we've been here 2 years, and we moved a new home in on the corner of Oklahoma and 6th. And it's 2 lots, small lots, and we have no place for a garage on either end. And we were wanting to put a carport out front, between the sidewalk and the front of our house. A double carport to where both cars can park under it, keep it out of the weather with the hail. Didn't know if we could, Don was telling us there's certain places you can and you couldn't. We just wanted to see if we could put one there.
Do we not have something that says you can't, it
It's
cannot?
another one of those cases where there's no room, I mean, it's like Connie Roberts and Mr. Bell's and Cochran's and all those, that there's just not room.
I do have some pictures,
to put.
if it helps, so you can see it, if that helps.
Is it, can you see through both sides?
Yeah, it's just something to cover the top for in case it hails. I don't want my new truck all damaged.
But that'd stick out past the other
The
house.
existing line house, just like Connie Roberts and the rest of them.
We made them move theirs back.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, we're gonna have a fit over this, like,
Like it won't fit back there on the south side of your house.
No.
no. It won't fit on the end either, because you're too close to the property line.
Yeah, no.
It'd have to be on
But
the
it
front
would
of
be
the
like
trailer.
5 foot in from the sidewalk, and and then to the, right up to the front of the house.
So how much of the car cover will be past the front of the other houses?
The entire thing.
Really?
Because the house is more or less in line with the other
Right,
houses.
and that's, when they put the house in, that's what we measured. I mean, we went over, Mike, and,
Oh, you already measured?
yeah, before they put the house in, we inspected it.
That's across from Skinner, isn't
No, it's across from Marsh.
it? Vicky?
The Mickey Marsh.
Next door to where Dean Gerber, we're in that block where Dean Gerber used to live.
Just the little apartments over there. Talk to Vicky about it?
So Vicky wouldn't have any, well, I mean, none of them really have a say-so. You guys have a say-so in that.
Didn't we make it where you can't?
Yeah, that's the way it's been here for longer than I've been here. The only one I know of that was allowed was Dottie Wade's when she was sick, and I think the city manager at the time told them it'd be fine to put that there. Other than that, any others that aren't conforming, I don't know if it's approved by council or not. There are two others that I've seen.
There are
that
several.
They've been there for years and years.
Yeah.
This is a double carport.
Yeah, but it does have open sides, so if the issue was the neighbor being able to sit on their front porch and look down the street, they'd still be able to look down the street, you know.
Unless the vehicle's
Mike,
ready to
that-
carport.
that ordinance
But then
happened.
they can't see through my car anyway, it's just
Yeah,
the cover.
well, that's probably
you know, That's the.
been one of the ordinances too about parking in yards, but we've never enforced it. But I think it
That
gives-
came about because people were just doing anything they wanted and blocking traffic. And, at that time, they were putting them out in front, any place they wanted, and we were trying to get them where our town had some uniform too. That's how that all happened, I remember. And it was a fight then.
Oh, I bet. I wish I had more room, you know, I wish my lot was bigger where I could build a garage back even with my house, but there's no room.
I don't see why she couldn't do it when it was no worse than the house that sits the front porch on the sidewalk.
I think,
This was an ordinance. This
Yeah.
is no.
to me, you know, I wasn't here when it was passed, but I mean, most cities have it. But, you know, back in the day, carports were solid structures, they weren't these mobile see-through things. Just,
My big concern is the double one. I know, I'm thinking it's a single, it's a double.
the worst thing is we've turned down every single person that's applied since, for at least the last 5 years.
Yeah.
A double one would be no worse than a single one.
Oh, you're right there.
You know, the rule is that there's a certain setback from the property
Right.
line, and you don't build structures in the setback. You know, one of the reasons is site triangle reasons, you know, traffic, pulling out, pulling in. And the other one is for uniformity, where no house extends past, so you can look down. I mean, it's really an aesthetic thing. There's a little safety because of traffic concerns, but it's mostly an aesthetic thing. And I will tell you that that's consistent, you know, in any city that has laws, rules. Down in Okarche right now, they actually had one where it was a fence and it was a side yard, you know, and these front, and then this was a side yard, and they called the rule on the fence, you know, the side fence, because the side fence extended past the house, you know, the front of the house. And I'm in district court right now because they're that, you know, they're that serious about, you know, about that uniformity. So it certainly isn't unusual. It isn't Cherokee. That's if you've got any kind of development regs, that's a standard one. Now the way that you can technically, have, I suppose the council could do it. The other thing is that you could ask for a variance before a board of adjustment. The problem is that
you have to prove unnecessary hardship. Now, if in fact, like the example you gave an example of a handicapped someone.
Mr. Gerber.
Yeah, you know, that may rise to a necessary hardship where, you know, it's something other than just wanting to put a obstruction. There was a handicap that, quite frankly, in my case, in Okarche involves a handicap, but nobody cared. So we'll see what the court does.
I feel that we need to stick with our ordinance and leave it as is and do not approve of this.
Where are you parking right now?
Right there.
Right there?
There was a driveway, but that wasn't an old, I guess there was an old house there
Mhm.
way
Yes.
back. So I pull in there and my mother-in-law, she parks right beside me, right there.
Because the last, like Dawn said, the last several people, for the last several years that I've been on, there have been people, that we have told no to, and if we make the exception with you, those people are gonna come back to us and ask the exception of the rule, and I think we ought to just stay with it and just say no at this time, and I make that motion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that,
Sorry.
we do not accept a waiver on the carport stipulation. Call the roll.
Diana,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Nick,
Yep.
Karen.
Yes. Sorry.
That's okay. So is there any way we go and get all the other carports that are not in compliance?
Some
Have
of
them
them
take theirs
grandfathered
down?
in.
Some of them were grandfathered in.
So,
You can file a complaint, you can come up and file a complaint.
well, you know, I don't want it to be that way. It's just, you know, I understand that you want uniformity. but-
We've had a hard time getting our setting to be conform to anything. Let me tell you.
Okay. No.
Moving on to the manager's report.
The Memorial Day ceremony, we may end up having 2 guest speakers. Keith Smith came in had someone that he
Thank you,
thought would be
guys.
really
Sorry.
well.
for your time.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Maybe next time.
Okay.
And
Still like
you.
us.
and we'll start at 11 o'clock, and afterwards, we are gonna have like a barbecue sandwich, either potato salad or baked beans. We've got one of the vault companies agreed to set up a tent, just in case it's raining or too windy, so that people can get in there. After every time we have that, people get around and want to talk, but there's nowhere to sit or visit, so we thought we'd do this and see how it went, and give them a little something extra for it, hopefully have more people.
What day is that?
That is the 26th of May, Monday the 26th. And with what's left over, we'll probably move it to the park. Last year, they wanted to have a official start of summer day at the swimming pool, so this way we could take that and make some hot dogs or something for the kids at the swimming pool and have a little something for them too with leftovers, so hopefully that'll work out well. Both of those little tractors we have that are 40 and 50 years old are junk. We had Herbie look at one of them, and some of the prices he was talking, there's nothing. It wasn't worth it, so we'll have those, get an estimate on one of them. We'll probably end up listing those as a surplus and hunt for a good used one that we can use for the brush hog and have a front end loader. Luckyville's supposed to be getting us a bid on the parking places on Main Street.
May.
On Main.
Second.
By the bank?
Yeah.
By senior citizens and by
Okay.
abstract and library. And then the Reams properties over there where all the junk is, and where the fire was. I talked with Amy Harrison today. I think we can get, take a closer look, put a couple of roll-offs there. And we have found someone that will go in there. We told them preferably a week. The people that have been in there taking the metal and being back in those properties have had no right to be in there.
Oh, really?
Yes, so Andrew went over, I guess it was you today, went over and told them that if they're on the property again, they'll be cited for trespass or theft for taking the stuff out of there. And I told her we found someone that would go in there and clean that off. in 7 days, get all that out of there, would help maybe get the county to bring a dozer and just level all those trees through there. So every bit of trash from the outside of those properties would be gone. So,
What about the property?
well, in the properties, we want to have the right of first refusal if she decides to sell them. So that was one of the,
I got a problem. Are the houses gonna stay up?
well, the yellow one, if they haven't burned it down by then, that may be actually salvageable. The other's one, the one right next to Horns, he is selling that to him. He's already started cleaning up the trees on it, and then he's gonna have the house taken down. The other two, someone lived in that one for a while, but that one didn't even have water service, not even a meter to it. The only one that could be used probably would be the yellow one. And I'm sure she's gonna sell the other one, hopefully to Vicki, and have that one torn down. And I would like to have those, especially the backside, that yellow from the park, and then that all along the canyon there. So, that's on that house. Dennis Wade's supposed to be getting us bids also on the Pruitt house, and the Peak house.
Scoobies?
Yeah, Tamika Gibson called out of the blue, just got off the islands. Supposedly he's going to come up and pay the back taxes. The neighbor's wanting to pay the back, or buy it at auction, and I told him we'd hold off on having it torn down to see if he got it, and he could have it torn down. If not, we probably could tear that one down. Anyway, Dennis Wade's giving us a bid on that house, and then also the Young house on your side. Mrs. Young called today. They didn't want to go through the expense of having it torn down. I gave them till the 18th to have all the junk off of it, and then they're gonna deed the property to us, and we tear it down, and we'll own that property, and we turn around and sell it, and for more than what we're gonna have in it. And that,
Is that in the flood zone?
well, I'm sure it is, but I'm sure some of the neighbors over in that area would probably be interested in purchasing that. But that'd be, even if we end up owning it and mowing, it'd be a lot better than what it's been in the last 10 years. If we get the whole Reeves Park cleaned up and that place cleaned up, and then get on the ones more on into the residential sections, it'll be a good start. So,
Well, I'm really interested in the David Young situation on campus. That's an eyesore for
Yep.
everybody going down that street.
and you can barely get through it. I'm
You
surprised.
couldn't go through there yesterday. Little red trailer and 2 big pickups and 2 big trailers. I had to back up and go around.
And what we're gonna have to do is just start citing for open storage.
That front yard, there's.
We'll send a letter.
How are you gonna do that with the Anderson?
Your mom probably
Well,
don't like it.
he's on the list too. Anyone that has junk out in their front yard like that is, or even visible, we can write them for open storage. And I hate doing it to some that's been like that for 10, 15 years, but it's getting ridiculous. So what I would hope they would do is find somewhere on the outskirts of town, or in 2 or 3 acres here, haul your stuff out there and work out there. We've tried for years. But anyway, that's all I've
So
got.
can we make him clean that up?
We can go write him a ticket every day.
Right.
Any questions of the manager? Are we on old business?
Not yet.
What are we on? Old news,
Uh,
miscellaneous.
Old business.
Old
now.
business. Glenn Oyster's place, back behind there. When are they gonna start on that?
When they're done with Jiffy Trip, we have the bids opening for the lift station on the 28th, then they'll be done with that. They're also still working on our sewer lagoons, which I think they've kind of got us at a stalemate with DEQ on that. But,
That Cardinal?
yeah. But be prepared to pay $50,000 to $80,000 if we want to have all that surveyed. It's $15,000 just for the Jiffy Trip, right there. It's gonna be a substantial amount of money, and probably what we'll do is take their estimate, and part of that's gonna have to be borne by the property owners. I mean, that's, because the person we're dealing with isn't even the residents. But it's all the way up, they're building all those new houses. And I was out there last night after it rained just a little bit, and it's already puddling up. And where Hickman's building a new house right across from the co-op manager and all those, that whole street's underwater with half an inch of rain. So we've got to address that problem. I just don't know where the funds are gonna come from. But yes, they will be on. their next project for us.
Mr. Cox never did come and do that, right?
No, we never did pay him a dime, but he came up, got the information at the courthouse, I guess, and
Yeah.
never showed back up.
And,
They're out of Alba.
Mr. Cox out of Allen.
and Ralph Hardy, do you know where he lived, what does he live by? On Massachusetts, isn't that Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Across.
The Third Street over?
No, yeah, it's across from Joe Salinas,
Yeah.
Susie Salinas. That, it's a blue house right there. His weeds are like really, well, he's passed away, he's deceased.
Is it there
But-
by where the basketball goal is, out in the street? The train him always played on?
Yes, yes, that blue house right there. I don't know who is,
Who owns it now?
yeah.
We can,
Send his bills still, because they still owe the money from a really bad leak. I send it to, I think, one of his daughters or a relative out of town.
we can get a hold of her
That's
and tell her
called
that,
Karen.
you know, if we're going to, we do like everything else, we mow it, we're going to put a lien on it, where she can find someone here in town to do that. Also, the lot that I called you about today will be the same way. Hopefully, he'll sell a Head Start, something for a lot where they're really wanting a building to use for Head Start, because the school's expanding and doesn't have room for it. I told him that'd be perfect to put a temporary classroom there, get that lot, and that way it's cleaned up. And they have to have a place with a playground, so it's kind of limits them to. Yes, we'll check on his too.
I got it.
Anything else? Do we have any new business? And do I hear a motion for adjournment?
Any question, Adjourn?
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there ever a decision on the second grand, or is it still just?
We just talked about tonight that we were.
Lucky Bill's.
Lucky Bill's good.